when I left the visitor center, I got sent to it was a tiny YSA branch, young single adult branch. Honestly, it was like so little. Like there were maybe 20, 25 people going. And essentially they had sent us there as kind of like their last hoorah before they decided to shut it down. So there's all this pressure, right? Like we've got to save the branch, you know, these such good people. And so I had been sent there initially just because this was right after the age change happened. And so we had such an influx of missionaries. And so I ended up training 2 people at one time. And so it was awesome though. It was like the dream team out there. They were just gung-ho and just so kind and they were just fearless. These sisters were. So it's just me and these 2 sisters. And so we were able to do a lot of good work. And then eventually I got a new companion, and she was older in the mission as well. And she is just a rock star. She is just as sharp as they come. And so we were just hustling to try and make this branch come about. And I mean, so there's 25 people going, and there were over 1,300 less active YSAs in this stake, just 1,300. And we're just like, we cannot reach them all. Like it's literally a logistical issue. Like we're never going to have time to reach all these people. And so it was right after the age change and right after the hastening of the work broadcast, where they announced that missions were going to start using technology and iPads and Facebook and all these different things. And so me and my companion, we were just trying to think, like, what do we need to do to get here to help this branch actually expand? And so we just went to this framework of like, if we could pick the perfect solution, like we had all the resources we wanted, all the things, like all the people skills we wanted, like man force that we wanted, if we could draft the perfect solution to this problem to build this branch, what would it look like? And she just had a brilliant mind. And so I honestly just tagged along for the ride with her. She just taught me things every day, but it was super fun in the sense that we were just like, we need to use the resources that God's given us in regards to the internet. And so our mission president was just so great in allowing us autonomy. And so we presented this idea to him to launch this online media campaign, because I had a little bit of experience in like developing websites and things like that. And then she was just brilliant in itself. And so we presented him this idea, and I will love him forever to this day. He was just like, Sister Jones, she's like, just help the people, do whatever you gotta do. He's like, just keep me posted. And we were just like, how cool is this man that he just trusted us so much to do whatever we wanted. So super fun. So our missionary work just took forms that I had never known it to take before. So, I mean, we started spending our time drafting this website, like doing customer research, and basically just trying to draft this campaign. We made a Mormon.org essentially just for the branch. So we did interviews with people just to show that the branch is a great place to be, you know, and it's intentional that God makes these YSA units to help each other. And so, so we did this, and I mean, we worked with like photographers and graphic designers. It was really cool to just set this all up. And then by the time that we had launched it, we had also trained all the missionaries in the 2 surrounding zones. And so anytime they met a YSA, they would take them to this website. We'd get their email. They'd set up an appointment with us. It was so cool. And so honestly, our missionary work just took this totally different form. But because we created this platform by which we could actually reach these 1,300 less actives, plus the thousands and thousands of other non-member YSAs in there, it was so fun to just see that branch explode. And honestly, within 3 weeks, like numbers tripled. And it was just so cool to see. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it wasn't the best idea in the world. No, are you kidding me? Like, people could have come up with such better things, but it was just so fascinating to see how quick God is to consecrate just righteous intentions, whether or not they're good or not as good. But it was just so fun to be able to see that God can move his work forward in whatever way, and that oftentimes he just requires us to think out of the box a little bit. And when he does that, he will guide us. I mean, honestly, that process of seeking revelation for that, I mean, it was a strenuous process. We would just rack our brains in regards, what does the next step look like in this? Because we had never seen anything like it happened before. But it was super fun. We worked with like the PR agent from LA to like help with that for the LDS church and all these different people. But it was just so fun. Honestly, I think at the end of the day, like the huge lesson that I learned was that God, in moving forth his purposes, often requires us to think in ways that we've never thought before. And I think that lesson, I mean, honestly, selfishly, if it helped nobody else, it was just so helpful for me in the sense that we can do whatever we want. you know, if God's on our side, he will consecrate it. And so it was just a really cool experience with that.